All right. Ready for revolution. Greetings. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Ture Muhammad, and I know that some of you are needing a little more time to get here, but that's the power of using this platform. I can begin on time, and then you can just rewind. Okay. But it is an honor to be able to come before you to share updates to or recap to the updates that were given to us by GSB, Gold Standard Partners, Gold Standard Bank, Mr. Joseph Height. Of course, I thank Mr. Height for all that he has done for us over the years in helping us to understand wealth and in many respects, unimaginable wealth. So many success stories here, but that's not the purpose of this call, other than the fact that I want to personally take time to thank him for all that he has done and fought for as it relates to all of us in that wonderful community. And so we are at the end of a road officially as residents of the United States and Canada, North America. We are not eligible to participate in the ongoing activities of the global movement known as GSB, Gold Standard Bank, Gold Standard Partners. So there'll be a couple of things that'll be accomplished here. Okay. First and foremost, we're going to read through two documents. One is a statement that was released by GSB on January 21st. Then I'm going to default to the uh, GSB settlement page where we're going to go through it as well. And then I'll give you some things that I think you should look forward to in preparation for uh, our the access to our funds, okay, if you will. First and foremost, I chose to do this, and I'm going to share it with you as to why. Before our shutdown in GS Partners, um, God had blessed us to amass a team of over 9,000 people, and in various parts of the world, and a good many of the active inside the United States. Now, here was my conundrum or dilemma. How do I maintain contact, updating, doing those things that would allow a responsible leader to do, to communicate with their team, to help them understand the dynamics and what's going on? There's been a lot of falling away inside the last year, okay? A lot of transitions inside the last year. So the only way I can think of was to produce this presentation on our YouTube platform so that people have access to it anytime that they need it. Okay, that's very important because if I were to regulate people to a Zoom of little old me, well, you might see it, you might not, and that's not the objective. The objective is to get as many people to see what it is that we're sharing who have been impacted by GSB, GS partners as much as humanly possible. Okay. And then after it is seen, they can always go back to it. They can get their other teammates, they can get other colleagues or people associated with the dynamic with them. They can come back to this platform, look at it, and review it so they can know that, where things stand. All right. This platform will also be available to you for the updates when uh, February rolls around and the process begins. You're going to hear more about that officially through the statement, but you can subscribe to this channel, get notifications, and that way you're always abreast when it comes back to this channel. All right. So that was one part of it. The other part of it is there are many people in our community who have certain challenges. Some have challenges with sight, some have challenges with hearing, some have challenges with technology. So I want to have a space where people can come, get the information one time, right? Get it upon notifications when they occur. That's why you want to subscribe and hit notification button because as they occur, I'm going to do the best that I can as a part of Team Believe. I'm going to do the best that I can to impart the information so you have a home, a space to come to. My mentor for life, Dr. Tybes, taught me. He said that you want to cut the largest swath uh, in the community that you can to penetrate, to impact, to have impact, and have consistent, long lasting impact. Well, that's what I desire to do with this channel. This channel is designed so that this information gets to the greater community whenever it's watched. It'll always be a semi permanent matter of record here on this platform so you'll know what the updates are. So, with that being said, I'm going to go now and share into the updates. The first one I'm going to share with you is in relation to the statement of January 21st from Mr. Height and GSB. I'm going to share that one with you. I'm going to take myself off the screen and I'm going to read it through because of some of the challenges that many of us have in our community. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take myself off the screen and we'll move forward with what we have. Statement 21st of January 2025. As previously announced, GSB Gold Standard Corporation, AG, hereinafter GSB Germany, founder Joseph Height, and certain affiliated companies, brands, and platforms have agreed to settlement terms with regulators in certain U.S. states and Canadian provinces. No monetary penalties will be imposed as part of the settlement. Instead, Mr. Height and the GSB entities have agreed to refund all eligible customers in the settling jurisdictions. An independent claims administrator, Alex Partners, LLP, will accept claims from customers to determine eligibility for compensation. Compensation will be calculated based on the value of total deposits minus total withdrawals. The claims process will begin on February 21st, 2025. The claims period will be open for 90 days until May 22nd, 2025. All claims must be submitted by May 22nd, 2025. More information on how to submit a claim is available at https gsbsettlement.com. gsbsettlement.com. Only residents of the settling U.S. and Canadian jurisdictions are eligible to participate in the claims process administered by Alex Partners. If you are not a resident of one of the settling jurisdictions, you are not eligible to participate in the settlement's claims process, and Alex Partners will deny your claim. Currently, the settling jurisdictions are Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Minnesota, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Washington State, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Alberta, Canada, and British Columbia, Canada. Other jurisdictions may join prior to the end of the claims process. U.S. and Canadian customers who are not residents of the settling jurisdictions should seek refunds directly from the company by submitting a request to compliance@gspro.network. Refunds for residents of settling jurisdictions will be prioritized over refunds for other customers. This will be the only opportunity for U.S. and Canadian customers to seek refunds. And there is no option for U.S. and Canadian customers except to seek a refund either through Alex Partners or directly from the company. U.S. and Canadian customers cannot retain their certificates and earn interest on or other rewards. If anyone tells you otherwise, do not believe them. U.S. and Canadian customers also cannot roll over into a new product. Products offered by GSP Pro Plus and Dow 1 will not be available to residents of the United States and Canada. Again, if anyone tells you otherwise, do not believe them. This platform will only be available outside of the United States and Canada. US and Canadian residents will not be permitted to register. Our compliance team has implemented security measures to block US and Canadian residents from the platform. It is important that everyone understands this restriction. Upon completion of the settlement, the GSB entities and Mr. Height will consent without admitting or denying any violations of law or that any product offered by GSB entities is a security to cease and desist from offering or selling unregistered securities in the settling jurisdictions. The settlement terms do not require the GSB entities or Mr. Height to make any admissions of fact or law. The settling jurisdictions have agreed not to allege fraud or dishonest practices by Mr. Height or the GSB entities, and any settling jurisdiction that previously alleged fraud or dishonest practices will withdraw, redact, or amend their prior filings to remove those allegations. Related legal news and updates. Multiple US and Canadian regulators agreed to drop fraud charges against Joseph Height and GSB Germany as part of expanded settlement. Joseph Height and GSB Germany reached settlement with state securities regulators. Joseph Height and GSB Germany retained Quinn Emanuel, partners Alex Spiro and Avi Perry, call all allegations unproven accusations. Joseph Height and GSB Germany retained Quinn Emanuel. Partners Alex Spiro and Avi Perry call all allegations unproven accusations. USA and Canada settlement refund. This refund process will be announced, communicated, and facilitated by a third party, namely Alex Partners LLC. Any other refund requests can take place through compliance@gspro.network. All questions and queries can be sent to GSB settlement at alexpartners.com. So that is the first of the documents that I wanted to read out for us. And the next one is the gold standard bank settlement, gold standard bank settlement. It can be found at gsbsettlement.com. Gold Standard Bank Settlement Program, payments to customers. The information on this page relates to Gold Standard Partners AG, GSB Gold Standard Banking Corporation, AG, GSB Gold Standard Corporation USA, GSB Gold Standard Pay Ltd, brand name GSDFi operating G999main.net, GSB Gold Standard Bank Ltd 1, DBA GS Smart Finance, Gold Standard Partners, GS Partners, GS Partners, and GSP, marketing arm of the Metaverse Lydian World, GSB Gold Standard Banking Corporation, PLC, GSB Gold Standard Pay Commandant Bullock, aka GSB Gold Standard Pay KB, GS Trade, GSB Gold Standard Trade, virtual digital asset platform for storing, transferring, obtaining, and exchanging digital assets, GS Digital Partners LLC, GSB Gold Standard B Corporation, GSB Premier Exchange Corporation Ltd, GSB Gold Standard PLC, and GSB Money Ltd, which are entities, brands, or platforms that were, during all or part of the time period from at least 2021 to November 16, 2023, active and controlled by Joseph Height. Collectively, these entities, brands, or platforms are referred to on this page as GSB. As part of a settlement to resolve civil investigations by certain U.S. state and Canadian securities regulators, GSB has agreed to compensate eligible U.S. and Canadian customers who are residents of the settling jurisdictions. See the current list of settling jurisdictions in the frequently asked questions who is eligible. An independent claims administrator, Alex Partners, will receive and evaluate claims. Eligible GSB customers will be able to submit claims through the claims portal beginning in the coming weeks. The claims submission process will last 90 days. As part of the GSB settlement administration process, you are not required to deposit any funds. You also should not submit information to anyone except the settlement administrator, Alex Partners, which can be done through www.gsbsettlement.com. Please be aware of scams and counterfeit websites requiring you to provide additional funds and information. Claims portal link available February 21st, 2025. Prepare to make your claim. Check your eligibility. Gather documentation such as proof of identity, cryptocurrency, wallet addresses used for transfers to from GSB, any applicable transaction IDs, GSB wallet addresses you interacted with if available, other documentation of your deposits and payments to and from GSB, and your outstanding balance with GSB, if any. Submit your claim. Submit an electronic claim form with supporting documentation via the claims portal. If you are represented by an attorney, your attorney may submit the claim on your behalf. We review your claim and supporting documentation to assess your eligibility for compensation. Accept your offer. Once we verify your eligibility and of the amounts owed to you by GSB, the goal is to quickly pay you the verifiable amount in digital currency into a digital wallet address. The whole process is conducted quickly and easily via the claims portal and can be completed from start to finish on your home computer or mobile device. Objective framework and supporting documentation. We require supporting documentation to assess your eligibility for compensation based on your verifiable transaction history and outstanding digital currency balance with GSB. We will only make one offer per user account. Investors and multiple accounts will need to file a separate claim for each account. Click on the link to view the list of supporting documents you will need to submit. Resources. For more information, check out the frequently asked questions page. You can contact us here at GSB Settlement at alexpartners.com. Okay, that completes the readings that I intended for each one of us on the platform. Now, I just want to share some additional things that I want you to consider. Many of you have accounts that you did on behalf of family, friends, or were done with other business partners who made you their beneficiary in the event of some demise. Okay. Well, there have been several since the the cease and desist orders came down in December of 2023. You need to gather that information. You need to gather the information of the email address that was used for those accounts, gather the information for the full name of the person, uh, proof of transition, a death certificate will be important. Okay, so you want to make sure you have that and or a program of whatever the transition service was. Uh, this needs to be filed separately beyond what you do for yourself, other members or business partners. If you are managing accounts and those folks are no longer with us, you need to make sure that's in place. Because remember, you only have a 90-day window. And that may seem like a lot of time until it gets away from you. So you want to start that process of documentation now. I recommend that you go through the frequently asked questions that you will find on gsbsettlement.com. I want you to think about that. You might want to type it into the chat. Those of you who have access to the live chat, gsbsettlement.com. You want to go to the required supporting document section of that page, and you want to go to the frequently asked questions of that page and not wait till the window begins if you have a question, because GSB settlement at alexpartners.com is set up. You can pose whatever questions that you have there if you need additional clarity. You want to go through that process and not look to or rely on GSB because this is a third party entity as a result of the agreement, as a result of the conclusion of the regulatory uh, settlement. So you want to do that. That's going to be very, 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 very important. And now the other thing I want to share with you here, and it's from an evaluated experience, if you will. I want to share with you that 90 days are going to come anyway, just like 10 months ago when we got hit, or 12 months ago now when we got hit with the cease and desist. 12 months later came anyway, right? February 21st is going to come. May 22nd is going to pass. What I recommend that each of you do is create an evaluated experience for yourselves. Look at where you are, how far you've come in this dynamic, the lessons that you have learned, the sacrifice that you have made, chalk those up to experience, and then take action on the things that will bring you the security that you sought in that opportunity. Now, it doesn't have to be another opportunity, but the goal here is to put yourself in a position, folks, where you can create an income, a lifestyle for yourselves, a lifestyle for yourselves where you find an opportunity, you might have another employee, you might have another business of your own, you might have something that you can ramp up, something that you can calibrate to meet the needs that you hoped that GSP did. All right. Now, you want to have something like that in place now, and you want that running. So, as the 21st approaches, as the 22nd of May approaches, as life continues lifing, the one thing you'll have, as my mentor taught me, I wish I learned it and listened to it earlier, but what Dr. Tybez taught me, he said, take advantage of the opportunities in the life of the opportunities and pay attention to the wealth building principles because it's not just the accumulation of the wealth, it's also the distribution, the redistribution, the protection, the security associated with the wealth. And we did a lot to educate our family as wealth builders. Where there's some areas of it that I personally have missed that I want to stress to you now. Time is going to tick anyway. The clock is going to continue to move anyway. And you and I are now best qualified to determine a road and a path that will reward us, that will show us that all that we did was not only not in vain, but not lost. This is that moment where you can afford yourself the opportunity to not throw out the baby with the bathwater. I hope you understood what I said there. I'm going to ask that you share this uh, YouTube channel with all of your colleagues, friends, and peers so that they'll have access to the information and you don't have to regurgitate it for them. They can just simply press play, rewind, fast forward, do whatever they need to do, but it is here for them. Okay. It is here for us. I want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to click on the notification button because as the process gets underway, there will be updates. I'm sure that will come. It might be schedules, it might be other things, but I will make it available as reasonably, and it'll be here. The update will be given on the site, whether it's a page of text or whether it's a comment from myself. All right. I want to say this last thing about time. Time is defined as the indefinite continued progress or existence of existence and events. Time, the indefinite continued progress of existence and events. This is why I'm saying it, because many of us have more years behind us than we have ahead of us. Many of us sought to utilize this opportunity as to create that inheritance as a good man or a good woman for our children's children. It hasn't been squandered, it hasn't been lost, it is still engaged. Your refunds will come to you. How you will apply those are the kind of things that you can be ahead of now and today by going to the settlement page, gsbsettlement.com. Look at the required supporting documents section. Look at the frequently asked questions segment section. Ask the questions that need to be asked to GSB settlement at alexpartners.com early so you can have a better footing on how you're moving forward, right? And something I heard just recently that I've held on to before I close. And the statement says, you will never be younger than you are right now. Now, that's important to note because you can't bring back yesterday, but you can take advantage of now while you're young, right? Take advantage of it now. And the last thing I want to say here is about money. Money goes where it's invited, stays where it's welcome. The welcome element of it is due to your education. We need education, we need perseverance, we need some consistency, persistency, we need patience. So I want you to understand the power of money and what it is. And the last thing on that point is you don't know what money is until your money starts working for you. So if that's not the case right now, that means we have a learning curve to get past. If we have a learning curve to get past, I'm encouraging you to come back to this channel. We're back on tonight at 10 p.m. with one of our opportunities here. You might want to take a look at it. We'll be 10 p.m. Eastern time live right here on the YouTube channel. We'll be back with several different types of presentations and trainings on this channel. And then, of course, we'll be updating from this channel as learned regarding the GSB settlement and how it applies to you and I. I want to thank you for your time and attention. I want to thank you for the honor you've shown me by being here in such numbers. I'm prayerful that you share this out with everybody that you can so that they can communicate to everybody that they can. So we all have a better footing of knowing what's in store for us. We have a small window of time. That 90 days is no joke. Once it closes, folks, and you want to have everything in place. So take heed, act accordingly. I'll see us all on the next live stream. Peace and power, everyone.